Hey guys, welcome back to another Star Citizen video. I am your boy Star Dog, and today we are going to do a little ground gem mining. We're going to take the ROC out and the ATLS Geo and do a little head-to-head comparison. See how each of them perform, feel out in the real world while doing what they're made to do. Today we're going to head over to Pyro 5. If you don't know, there's a little moon over there called Fuego. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It has a 100% drop rate or spawn rate for phenmaline. That is the highest tier ground mineable. So as you can see here, we have the Geo out. I'm going to bring along a 2 SCU box, an extra pod for the bag for the ROC, and 2 mining pods for the Geo. I don't think I'll probably use them this time around, but I might show you how they work and how to swap them out. As you'll see with the Geo, unless you have a big operation going with multiple people, it's easier just to drop everything into your backpack as you fill up, convert that or transfer that over into a storage container. So this won't be a full-on ground mining tutorial, but more of just a head-to-head comparison on the Geo and the ATLS to see how they both kind of feel out there. I've used them both and they're both great. They both do have their trade-offs, so yeah, we'll see. But I've never taken them both out at the same time, so this will be kind of a cool test. So with all that out of the way, let's get into it. Alright, here we are on Fuego. Looks like we have a gem node, and like I said, now I heard this in somewhere, and I've been here doing some testing on Fuego for gems, and it's been 100% phenmaline every time, so it seems to be true. So if you're looking to make money rock mining or using the ATLS, here's the place to go. It's in Pyro 5. Now I'm parking extra far away because the first test I want to do is to see just how much better navigating on the ground the Geo is compared to the ROC. So let's get out and do some testing. Okay, first up, ATLS Geo. Let's see how easy it is to get, a good distance away from where you need to be. Sometimes when you're mining, you can't get really super close to the nodes, and you have to do a little maneuvering around on the surface. So yeah, the jump jets are definitely cool. Alright, so that was basically about a minute for me to get from the ship to these rocks, and that's a pretty good distance. You're normally not going to be that far away. So let's run back and get the ROC. Alright, here we are back at the ROC. Now this thing is a little more tricky to maneuver. There's no denying that fact. Alright, so let's try and finagle it out of the ship. Come on. I had to get around that box. It's kind of sticking out there. Oh, whoops. Ah, crud. Alright, well. Alright, we're out. Alright, now. Where were those gems? Why am I not seeing them? Alright, I'm totally facing the wrong way. There they are. Alright, again, this is not a scientific test, so the timer is a little off because I got a little lost there, but you get the idea. And it's actually not as bad as I thought getting over this rough terrain, so as long as you can control the thing fairly well, it's not too bad. Hitting these bigger rocks though would stop it, so yeah, I mean, it like, see, like that. Geo's definitely more of a, you can just haul butt right to where you're trying to get to. But even with my little mishap, I mean, still at basically about the same time it took. I'm actually pretty surprised. Alright, so now we're gonna do some actual mining here. I counted up the nodes and I counted 19, but there might be 20 somewhere. So I'm gonna do around 9 nodes a piece. And we'll see who can get that done fastest. Alright, first up we'll do the ATLS Geo. Okay. Yeah, even the Geo takes a little getting used to, so get this thing in the optimal position. Turn off my head tracking because that messes me up. Alright, let's go. So one thing I do notice, I don't know if it's just the Geo, but the sensitivity is very touchy on this thing. It likes to go skyrocketing, so you do have to be a little on the delicate side with the with the laser. Alright. Let's suck all these up. Looks like they're all rolling down the hill. I'm not going to be too crazy about getting every last one at the very end. I'll probably just do a ping and try and find the rest. Alright, and to cut down on the length of this video, I'm going to do some editing magic here and speed the process up. Kind of nice with this hill because everything just kind of rolls to the bottom and it's easy to suck it all up. Alright, we are full now, so what you gotta do here is transfer the rocks into a storage container. So all you gotta do, so go to the back, open up the back of the Geo, hold down F and say carry, or I'm sorry, open, and just move it to your backpack. Make sure you have a large backpack. I'm using the mining backpack. It's got a lot of space in it, so I could technically maybe carry 2 loads, but I like to just swap it out every time it's full. So we'll get back in and get back to mining. Yeah, so we got some that are way up on this hill and kind of out of my optimal range. So, pretty cool test for the Atlas. Can I fly up there? Yeah. Except I flew straight up. Alright, let's get a running start. There we go. Kind of. I'm up on top, so went a little too far there. I suppose the more practice you get, the better you get too. Alright, got a bunch of rocks that rolled down this hill and collected here at the bottom, so we'll go ahead and get those hoovered up. Alright, that'll about do it for the geo. We'll do the last unloading and see where we sit for time. Just over 10 minutes so far, so it's not too bad. Alright, so let's get out of the geo and do the last of the transfer. This is the big trade-off with using this ATLS geo. It is very cool and very fun. However, you will be, you know, one node or one cluster, you're going to be transferring gems 3-4 times between your backpack and a storage container. So 1047 for the ATLS Geo. Let's get going with the ROC. Alright, so it's been a while since I've driven this thing around. So I suppose you will, you know, like anything, you get used to it the more you do it. And it does have a bit more range on the laser. And I notice it doesn't seem as touchy. Well, a little bit. Not quite like the Geo. The Geo seemed to like just skyrocket. I have to look into the different lasers. These lasers I'm using here are all stock, so I'm not doing any custom laser heads, which you can do now. You can swap out different size lasers. I will say the ROC feels really good. Haven't used it in a while, but they really did some good work here on this ground mining gameplay. At least I think. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you've played around with these two, how they feel. Alright, and through the magic of video editing, I will speed up the process here a little bit.
Extraction mode on.
I'm curious how hard it is to get up to those top ones there. Not quite close enough to be, I mean, yeah, that's pretty close. I guess it's not that bad with the ROC. The Geo is, you could jump up top there, but I mean, you could drive the rock around too, but that takes more time. But the range on this thing's pretty good. Alright, this is the last of the nodes to hit. And we're coming up on 9 minutes with the rock, but I still have to do some vacuum cleaning.
Extraction mode on.
Try and get everything I can. Most of them rolled down the hill, which is pretty cool. It's a little harder, you know, to maneuver the rock around and get things, but it's not too bad. Definitely not that bad. I'm just driving around trying to get a couple of the ones that ricocheted far away. You don't have to try and get every last one, but you know, I like to be thorough. Alright, just like that, we're done with the rock, and look at that. Really basically about the same time. There wasn't much difference. Alright, now let's do a little test. I'm not going to time it, but gotta load the vehicles back up, so we'll see which one's easier. I mean, obviously, I think I know which one's going to win this test, but kind of fun to do. Gotta get this thing loaded and driven in here is never simple. At least for me. Alright. We are in. Alright, time to load up the Geo. One big leap. Almost. Didn't quite make it. Second leap, I'm in. So yeah, I mean that is pretty damn badass. Alright, there you have it, guys. So that will conclude the little experiment between the two miners. Really all comes down to preference, I think. They're both really capable at doing what they're supposed to do. If you want to be out there a while, you may want to choose the rock because you can hold a lot more, but if you just want the fun of zipping around with your jump pack, then the ATLS is the one to grab. And as always, smash that like button, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time in the verse. Stay safe out there.